driving because I have to focus. We have a nearby lane joining us. They can join, we don't need to change lane. And the speed limit is national speed limit, the sign is there on the left. So it's 70 miles per hour. I'm gonna start gaining more momentum. Checking my right mirror. Checking your back window is clean. I put the signal on so the driver next to me knows I want to overtake this man. Yeah, he's giving me a distance. I can see on the middle of my interior mirror and I overtake. The spray from a truck is making the visibility really poor. We have a nearby lay-by joining this motorway from the sign I could tell. I'm not gonna go back to first lane because they need the space to join in. I'm gonna stay here at the moment until make sure they all join. I'm gonna go back if I'm not overtaken at the moment. I've got a van next to me on the left-hand lane, which is very close. I shouldn't just go in front of him in the train. We have to consider the 4-second gap in this train. When the car in front of me pass underneath that bridge, then I'm gonna say only a fool breaks a 2-second gap, only a fool breaks a 2-second gap, and then I pass underneath the bridge. Now if I pass more early, that means I'm very close to that one. But because I could say that sentence twice, and then I pass underneath the bridge, that means I've got my 4-second gap. The rain just started, and from here we have this blue sign, so this is not more dual carriageway anymore. From here it is the motorway. Whenever you have a blue sign, that means you are driving motorway. If it's a dual carriageway, the signs are green, but the signs are blue, as you can see on the left. Also, you have a location marker, it's saying M40, location A30. So if you are using your phone to call for breakdown recovery, you can use that to tell them where you are exactly. But it's best to use the phone inside the motorway phone. So nearly every 1 or 2 miles, sometimes 3 miles, they have one. If you just passed one, park on the left in a hard shoulder and then walk toward it, facing the traffic. So if the car is coming toward you or truck coming toward you, you can see them. The temporary speed limit is in force here. It's 50 miles per hour. I put my limiter on to make sure I'm not going to do more than 50 miles per hour. Still I'm overtaking the car on the left lane, so I still continue. And I will go back to the first lane when I'm not overtaking anymore. Now I want to make sure I'm going to go to the right direction. Here you are. This 3 lane now, close to where I want to go. I check my mirror, left mirror, nobody's there. Put the left signal on and I go back to my normal driving position. You don't want to be a lane hugger and just keep stuck in the middle of the motorway and people have to go around you to be able to overtake you. If I'm overtaking, I go to the other lane. If I'm not overtaking, I'm not going there. And the speed limit is 50, so I'll make sure my limiter is on 50. Now I have a lay-by joining. I slow down a little bit to see if this truck wants to come in. Is he going to join me or is he going to have his own lane? As you can see, the sign there is saying he's going to come and join me. So I'm going to give him a space. I need to make sure I have my 4-second gap. And also, there's a car behind me came and joined. He's very close to me, so I have to make sure I have the 4-second gap with the car in the front. It doesn't matter other people want to overtake me, I just need to do the right thing myself. It's 50 miles per hour, I'm not going to go over the speed limit. If they want to go faster, they can go faster. It's not my business trying to stop them. It's their responsibility to do the right thing. I don't copy them. I'm not the follower. I lead other people. So I make sure I do the right thing. The speed limit is 50 and I'm on a normal driving position. Another lay-by is joining. So if they want to go faster than me, I don't mind. Does it mean I can't overtake them? Yes, I can. My car goes faster than them, but shall I do it? No. Now I have a lane join us from the left. If I'm overtaking, I need to go back to the first lane. So I check my mirror and and I'll go back to the normal driving position. As you can see above here it says end. That means the 50 speed limit is finished. Now I can do 70, so I'm going to change my limiter on my car. If you don't have a limiter, you need to make sure you don't go over the speed limit. I like this car, BMW, it's got limiter, so I can focus more on the road. I don't have to keep looking at my speed. I check my mirror and I want to overtake. Signal right. Nobody's on my right lane, so I change the lane. Cancel the signal. And I'm doing about 60 at the moment. I can do about 70. I'm assessing the situation. Is it safe to go to the third lane to overtake? Are they actually overtaking? It seems like the second and third lane are going at the same speed. If I want to overtake these people, I have to go to the fourth lane. So check my mirror. Individually, you change lane. The truck is coming with me, so I have to make sure I've got the 4-second gap with him. So I'm easing off with him. With nobody's on the fourth lane, I try to see if I can overtake. I'll put the signal on after checking the mirror, and I'll make sure I don't go over the speed limit. If you have to go over the speed limit to overtake, don't do it. That means you shouldn't be overtaking. So sticking to the 70 miles per hour. My limiter is not letting me go more than 70 miles per hour. So I'm doing 70 miles per hour and overtaking. And as soon as I overtook the people on the left, and I'm not overtaking anybody else, and there's a good gap, I'm going to come back. It seems like I'm not overtaking that black car. It's going at the same speed as me. So I'm going to check my mirror, signal left. I can see the car on my left, next lane to me, on the corner of my interior mirror. Check the left mirror, make sure it's the same car there. That means it's safe for me to go back. I don't want to go short in front of him and make it to slow down. Now it's time to go back to the third lane because I'm not overtaking at the moment. So I'm checking, I can see that truck on the left lane, on the corner of my interior mirror. Put the left signal on, I check the left mirror as well. Make sure there is no car between us. And I come back to the second lane. Now it's time to go back to the first lane. So I overtook the cars I want to overtake. Doing the speed limit to the normal driving position. I check the mirror, signal left, it's clear. I go back to the first lane and I cancel my signal. I've done all my overtaking and I'm doing the speed limit. Now those cars on the right hand side overtaking me, they are going faster than me. None of my business. You know, I'm not overtaking them, so I need to come back. I'm not the police officer to stop them. It's their responsibility to take responsibility. I only can take responsibility for my own action. I overtook and I come back to the first lane, normal driving position. I don't hold the line. I don't try to stop people, trying to educate people for free. No. If they want to learn more about advanced driving in motorway, they can come and book a lesson and then they can learn. But as long as they are not asking me to teach them, it's not my responsibility to teach them. So I just can do the right thing myself and leading by example. Now I'm going about 65 miles per hour. It's still okay. I don't need to overtake. Checking my distance with the car in the front. Still I have now the rain is stopped. The road is not really that wet now. So it's okay to have about 3-second gap instead of 4-second gap. I don't want to leave too much gap unnecessary. Now I have a truck coming in front of me again. He just went to the other lane and came back again as soon as that car went. I am in normal driving position. The other two lanes is going out. You can see from the way the lane marking is. The lane marking are very close to each other and more thicker. That means that goes somewhere else. Now on the first lane of the motorway, I can tell from the solid line on my left and the black, red reflectors. Nighttime you can see them mostly. And on the right hand side of me, I've got the white reflectors that tell me I'm on the first lane of the motorway. Now I'm doing about 60, but if I want to do 70, I'm going to get closer to this truck. So I'm going to try to overtake again, check my mirror, signal right, because he's doing about 60 now, 55. I overtake him, I'm doing about 70. My signal is cancelled, so people don't get confused. I want to change more lane. I'm assessing the situation. Do I go back? Yes. I check my mirror. I go back. I've got good distance with that truck, quite far away. I can go back. Let somebody else overtake if they want to overtake. If I get close to that truck again, and my 2-second gap is compromised, then I'm going to overtake again. You shouldn't be overtaking if all the lanes are going at the same speed. Now the truck can't do more than 58 miles per hour. That's their national speed limit. So I check my mirror again, interior and right mirror, make sure it's a good gap, put the right signal on. I have a good gap, nobody was in this lane. Nice and easy. I overtake, still on 70 miles per hour. My limiter is stopping from going faster, so now I want to go back. There is no car on the left lane. So I check my mirror. I'm not overtaking anybody. I'm checking the interior mirror, make sure nobody's between us. Now if you want to come from the right lane to left lane, you have to make sure you see the car on the left lane on the corner of your mirror, interior mirror, and you see it on the left mirror as well. That shows you have a good gap, and then you can go back. But if you are going to the right now, I need to change the lane again. My satellite is telling me I need to use the last 3 lane because this lane is going somewhere else. Also, you can tell from the lane marking changed. So I changed my lane to come to my normal driving position, which is the first lane of going where I'm going. This lane is going where I want to go. And to be able to change the lane from the left lane to right lane, like how I done it just now, I have to see the car on my right mirror, on the middle of my interior mirror, not on the corner, on the middle. Why? Because the mirror is tilted toward the right. So clearly I'm gonna see it more early and it's gonna be more closer. So I have to make sure I've got good distance before I come to this lane. I'm not overtaking anybody. I'm doing 70 miles per hour. You maybe wonder why the other cars are overtaking me. It's not because I'm going slower. They are going faster than me. They're going over the speed limit. Is it my job to stop them? No. Is it my responsibility? No. It's the job of police to stop them. So, and I'm not going to answer my phone. It's on the speaker, but still I'm not going to answer it. I don't like to answer the phone or talk on the phone when I'm driving, especially on high speed. Even if your phone is on the Bluetooth, on the car Bluetooth, when you are talking to somebody else about a different matter, then you get distracted. Now I'm talking, the phone is on the holder, I'm not touching it, I'm not reading a comment, and I'm talking about driving, I'm talking about the situation in front of me. That's different. Talking about the situation in front of me, that's what we call commentary drive. It actually helps you to focus more. I feel a little bit tired, so I'm doing a commentary drive for you guys until I go to my next break. And then I'm gonna go to the break and I'm gonna have a nice coffee. And I'm gonna have a fresh air a little bit to make sure I'm not tired. It's very dangerous to drive while you're tired. You have to plan your journey. I've got plenty of time. I'm not in a rush to get to my destination, so it doesn't matter even if it's traffic. Overtaking only if it's necessary. The wipers are working dry. I can hear them squeaking, so I turn them off at the moment until we have more rain. I'm doing 70 miles per hour and I'm getting close to the car on my left. So I can continue still overtaking until I'm not overtaking anybody else, then I go back to my first lane. So when I see this car on the left, on the corner of my interior mirror, so I carry on going at the moment until I see him on the corner of my interior mirror. I can see him on the corner. I check my left mirror and I signal and I go back. Now, I just came back here, but then I realized the sign there, the blue sign, was telling me I need to use the last 2 lanes. Suddenly, I didn't change my lane to go back again because that's very dangerous. I come to this lane, no problem. Now I'm gonna go back again and change my lane. Check my mirror. My satellite wasn't telling me I need to stay in this 2 lane. So suddenly I saw the sign is telling me I need to use this 2 lane because that lane clearly you can see now the lane marking change. You can see the gap between the broken line is shorter and the lines are shorter and smaller. So that means that's going somewhere else. Also you can see the sign. It says for Birmingham, Oxford, you need to use the last 2 lane. Also my satellite is telling me I need to use the last 2 lane. And I am in the normal driving position of where I want to go, which is the first lane of going straight. I check with my stopping distance with the car in the front. I make sure I'm driving on the middle, so I'm not too close to the hard shoulder. And when it passes underneath the bridge, I'm gonna say only a full brakes, a 2-second gap, and I pass underneath the bridge. I have the 2-second gap at the moment. It's not raining, the road is dry. We have a gray weather, but the visibility is good. Now rain starts again, so I need to put the wiper on again. So I need to increase my distance now a little bit. This is the point where the roads are more dangerous because it's only little bit rain. You only make the road more slippery. If it's too much rain, then it's more better. So I'm going to increase my distance to 4-second gap at the moment. And I have a lane added to us from the left. I'm going to go back to my left lane to have my normal driving position. Check my mirror, interior left, put the left signal on and go back. It says service 17 mile and 34 mile. And I'm doing about 65 mile per hour. Let's go try to do 70. I've got a car next to me and I can't change the lane. And also the car in front of me on the first lane is quite far away. So if I overtake this car from the left, that's undertaking. I'm not following my traffic. So to be able to overtake these cars, and there is no car in front of them. So these two cars on the right, they are lane hogging. For me to overtake these people, now they have a man in front of them as well, right? So these three cars, if they are not overtaking, they need to come back so people can use the second lane to overtake. Now to overtake these three cars, I need to go to the third lane. So I check my mirror, put my right signal on, I make sure the driver saw me, he flashes light at me, and it's increasing the distance. I make sure I've got a good distance with the car in the front, and then I have to go to the third lane to be able to overtake these two cars and be able to do 70. Now if you are not overtaking, you have to go back to your normal driving position so you don't force people to go to the third lane to overtake you. Now I need to have a good gap before I go back. I'm doing 70 and it looks like the car in front of me is doing 70 as well. I've got a good gap with the car next to me. So I'm going to put the left signal on and I come back to the second lane. You see these two cars, they are holding everybody else. And everybody have to go to the third lane to overtake them. And that's not fair. And that's illegal as well. You shouldn't be lane hogging. Now I want to go back to the first lane. I overtook that caravan and a car. I check my mirror, I have a good gap, put the signal on, and I come back to my normal driving position. I'm not overtaking anybody, so I don't need to be in the second lane or third lane. And I have a good distance with the car in front. I'm doing 70 miles per hour. The car on the left is the recovery car. It's road maintenance. It was cleaning the road, so I have to make sure nobody walk out from it suddenly. And I was checking my right mirror to make sure I have a plan. If somebody walks from that car, I can change it. Let them do something because there's no way I could have stopped on time if they suddenly walk in front of me. I'm doing 70 miles per hour and the cars next to me, all of them are overtaking, so clearly they are doing faster than me. But that's none of my business. I don't need to compete with them. I don't need to go faster. Competitive driving is very bad driving and it's very dangerous. So you just need to make sure you do the right thing yourself. You don't need to copy other drivers. You don't need to copy other people. And the rain is stopped, so I'm going to stop my wiper. Beautiful, clear weather, blue sky. Visibility is really good. So I can turn off my demister control at the moment. I don't need the demister control anymore. I turn them off. And I'm approaching that truck. I wait until my 3-second gap at the moment because the road is still a little bit, the rain just stopped. Now my 3-second gap is getting shorter. So I want to have the 3-second gap. I'm going to try to start signaling. Mirror, signal. I pressed the brake because I had a car next to me. I couldn't change lane. Now I can. And my distance was getting shorter with the truck in front. I don't want to get too close to that truck. Now that truck is carrying liquid. It's very hard for him to stop. So that's why he's got a good gap with the truck in front of him. And I don't want to go in front of them, between them. Never go between two trucks, especially if they have short distance on the first lane. Carry on overtaking because most of them, they have the cruise control on and you going between them and making them to go on the brake, you're just making their job more difficult. Now overtake it, Am I overtaking the other truck? Am I getting close to the other truck? No, at the moment I go back. I stay here at the moment. I'm doing about 65. Let's see if I get closer to that truck. Again, if my stopping distance, my 3 seconds is getting compromised again, I check my mirror, put the right signal on, and I go back. In that time, few people overtook me, no problem. I don't want to be a lane hugger and hold people. Now I pass this truck, I make sure I see the truck driver on the corner of my interior mirror. Yes, I can see him now. Check my mirror before I go in. I look ahead to see if I need to come back again now. It seems like I've got quite a distance with the other truck. I'm not overtaking at the moment, so I go back, normal driving position. If it was closer and I had to overtake immediately, I would have continued. At the moment, I've got a 3 second gap still. Now again, my 3 second gap is getting compromised. I check my mirror, put the right signal on. The car next to me overtook. I go back there, I make sure I've got a 3 second gap now with this car. The roads are still wet. The roads start to get dry now. It's not raining. The condition is okay, good visibility. So I can start just leaving only 2 second gap again. It doesn't seem like the road is slippery, so I'm doing 70 miles per hour, overtaking this truck. Most of these trucks, they can't do more than 58, so me doing 70, I can overtake them. So I stay here and overtake them. Make sure I'm on the center of my lane, so people don't think I want to change lane. Am I overtaking that caravan? No. The truck driver next to me, I have a good distance. I check my mirror, left mirror, and I come back to my own lane at the moment because it seems like I'm not overtaking. Also, my distance is good with that car in front. If within the next 20-30 seconds you want to overtake again, you don't want to keep coming in and going out. But if it's going to be more than 1 minute and you're not going to be overtaken, you need to come back to your own normal driving position. Yes, you don't need to keep coming in and going out, coming in and going out. But if it's going to be more than 1 minute and you're not going to overtake, and you know it's safe to come back to this lane, then you come back. You know, right now I'm not overtaking. I'm doing 67, and my distance is very good with that van in front of me, that caravan. So I just checked. I've got a 2 second gap when I pass under the bridge. Your safety gap, that 2 second gap is the main thing. It's very important. You need to make sure you have that 2 second gap. Make sure you hold the steering wheel with both of your hands. If one of your tires suddenly pops, your only safety is you holding the steering wheel really tight. Otherwise, the car is going to start turning, going toward the direction where your tire popped. And clearly, if it goes toward the right, we've got cars. Goes to the left, it's going to go to the hard shoulder. Now I want to overtake because my distance is getting shorter. And I don't want to have less than 2 second gap. I'm coming off the gas. Nobody's next to me. Nobody's coming from third lane to second lane. I check my interior right mirror. And I overtake now. And I continue until I finish with my overtaking. I don't need to keep going back between these cars. There's no good gap. Very dangerous to go in front of people in a short distance. You have to make sure you have good distance before you go in front of them. And my plan is to hopefully after that, this DBT truck I overtake and put the left signal on and go back to my normal driving position. Now the car is getting really cold. I've got the air conditioner on, so I'm going to increase the temperature a little bit. I don't want it to be too hot because then hot car, when you make it too cozy, then you feel sleepy. We have a lay-by joining us. I have two choices: to change lane or slow down, but there is no car next to me which is going to be joining at the same time as me, and I've got a car on my right, so here you are, you can see the car pass, so I couldn't change lane, so it's okay as long as I've got my 2 second gap with the car in front. We have a sun coming out, nice beautiful sky. We have the 2 second gap with the car in front. Everything is fine. I'm doing about 65, so I don't need to overtake. Now if I start doing 55 or 60, then I start overtaking. But at the moment doing 65, you don't need to overtake. You know, for 3 or 4 miles extra, you don't need to overtake. But this car, it looked like I'm looking in front of that car. This car is the only car is doing this speed. So let's see if we can overtake him. Right, he started to do 58 then. So I check my mirror, put the signal on. Is it clear gap? Yes, it's a good gap. I'm going to take the gap, cancel the signal, overtake the car. And when it's a safe gap, I'm going to come back. At the moment, I keep it here on the center. Check my mirror. Do I go back? Now I can see that car on the left, which means this is a good gap not to go back. But then you have to think, my distance with the car in front is getting shorter to the left. So if I go in, then I need to come out again. So there's no going in. So I stay here. At the moment, I'm still overtaking. It's still overtaking. You see, now I have a good distance to go back in. But then I have that truck there, which is not far away when you are here looking at it. Maybe on the camera it's quite far away, but for me it's very close. But if I go in 5 seconds, I have to come out again. And the distance is getting shorter and shorter, so I need to stay here, finish my overtaking, making sure I'm not going over the speed limit. And when I finish my overtaking of the truck, it looks like there is no more truck in that lane. There is no more slow moving traffic in the first lane. I'm going to check my interior left mirror, and as soon as I see the truck driver of my interior mirror, I'll put the signal on, check the left mirror, make sure there is no car between us, and I go back in. Very dangerous to go back in, especially in front of big vehicle and trucks. Giving them enough space. You make it very difficult for them when you're cutting them in front. There's no point coming for somebody in a high speed and then put you on board. Because you make people to you never shoot slow, make somebody to slow down or change direction because of what you do, isn't it? So normal driving position, I'm doing 70 miles per hour, not overtaking anybody, but there are clearly other people on the right lane overtaking me. How come they can overtake you? Well, because they are going over the speed limit, clearly. Is it my job to tell them? No. Is it my job to stop them? No. Is the job of the police? My job is to make sure I do the right thing for myself and I don't try to stop other people. Imagine if everybody tried to interfere in each other's business and try to stop each other on the middle of the road and try to educate each other. Then we wouldn't have a society. So everybody have to do their own responsibility. You are responsible for your own driving. Make sure you do the right thing, and I'll explain to you what you have to do. I'm a diamond examiner, also advanced elite driver. I've done many training. I passed my truck test, passed my bus test. I've done many training. So I'm specialized in. Also, I passed my ROSPA test, which is the police style of driving. So I'm giving you the experience of having an advanced driver, because it's really frustrating when I can see people, they don't plan a headway. They come in and look at the car in front. You can see that black car just came in front of me, 2 seconds later went out, and then 1 second later come back in front of that van, and now it's going back out again. So why is this? This is not planning ahead. If you was gonna overtake that van in 1 second, why did you even come in? So continue, finish your overtaking, then you can come back in. I'm not overtaking anybody, so I'm staying here. But if I want to overtake, then I'm gonna go to the next lane, and when I finish my overtaking, if nobody else to overtake, then I come back. We're staying that lane. I am in my normal driving position, so I'm doing okay. I'm doing 70 miles. I don't need to overtake anybody. My distance with the car in front is good. It's more than 2 second gap, which that's what you want. Minimum is 2 second gap, but I've got more than 2 second gap. We have a good visibility, clear sky, blue sky, sunny, so I don't need to have my lights on. I've got the limiter on to make sure I'm not gonna go over the speed limit, and I can see the brake coming up. Oxford services, 1 mile. So I'm not going to overtake anymore because I want to take that break and I want to buy a coffee for myself. So I'm going to check my mirror, make sure I've got the 2 second gap with the car in front, because I don't want to be overtaken, because These markers are telling me in 300 yard, 3 line means 300 yard, 2 line means 200 yard, and 1 line means 100 yard. So in 100 yard, I have to go out to go to my service, to my exit. So I check my mirror, put my signal on, and I follow the solid line, and I carry on going in. Can see half a mile to the service. So I'm not gonna overtake anymore, it's half a mile just. I have plenty of time to get to my destination. I never put myself under pressure and stress of time when I'm driving. I always leave more early. Always plan your journey. You don't want to be frustrated and late for an appointment while you're driving, because then you're not going to drive properly. So you need to plan your journey. It's not about just driving, you know. It said Oxford service is here, so I'm going to signal. And I'm going to go out here, and then when I'm out of the motorway line, then I start to slow down. I don't want to go to the service fast. Sharp bend here. It says motorway finished. I'll make sure I stay on my own lane. Because clearly they're on the other side, and we have a solid line next to us saying don't cross this lane. It says services carry on going straight, so I'm going to carry on going straight. Now, if I knew I have to come off my journey this far to be able to go to this break, I would have continued to the next break. But I really want to take a service. I really want to have a coffee. I don't want to be driving. If I'm tired, I want to buy a coffee for myself. I want to take a fresh air a little bit before continuing my journey. So it's okay. You know, I have to go back again to join the motorway. It's okay, no problem. Here's the welcome break. Looking for a sign for cars. Cars parking. And brake, it says this way. Caravans this way. Coaches the other way, so we carry on here. It says 2 hours for free, so we can stay here for 2 hours. I'm going to take only 10-15 minutes. And then I'm going to continue my journey. I just need to refresh a little bit. Get a coffee, little walk, stretch my leg, waiting here to turn. Seems like there's traffic here. I don't want to turn on now. Someone's reversing back. Okay, they're going in now. I can go. And we want to park here somewhere, so reverse back to this bay. So then we can come out easily. I'll make sure we got enough distance with the car next to us, so if they come, they have a space to be able to open the door. That's it, and thank you very much, and see you later.